Welcome everyone. I am Nikhil Sablania, your guide, your mentor for script writing class. Today is a 10th session I am taking, and there are 7 videos which are already available on YouTube. You could go back and watch those videos. I am from Delhi. If you want to know more about me, you can just go to my website nikhilsablania.com and you can see the website over there. Now, coming to the today's class, actually I promised you to call Bodhaditya Banerjee to the class. I called him, but in the evening he said that he got some work and he was busy. Actually, he was outside his home, so noise was coming from his home. So I understood that he is busy and he can't come. Anyway, I talked to many other people who will also come, but that's fine. I am there to guide you, and when people will come, they will bring their own knowledge, and that will be helpful to you. Now, the last class was already taken in the first session, in the second session actually, and that was about developing a story into the idea. The action scene which I gave you, if you read that action scene, you will find that there are many words in that scene which we generally don't use in Asia or in Africa. And the English which we study at our schools are very different, or we would say that not different, but it's not that kind of English which is used in the English speaking countries, and particularly America, which is the hub of films. So when you read that scene, you will find so many words, and the words which are describing the movements, which are describing the sounds, and very different, like dips in the dinosaur, the he dips in. And now, what is dips in? It was difficult for me to understand that kind of language, so I had to search the meanings, and I searched many meanings, and dips in is like something moving down. So there are many. If you want that, I want you, I should explain the meaning of those words. Would you want, like, any one of you interested in knowing the meaning of those words? If yes, I can bring my notebook, like my small page, and I will come back to you. So, would you like to know the meaning of those words, explaining the action in that scene? So, you can go again to that scene and you can search the meaning of those words, that how that scene is described. Now, coming to today's class, and the topic I choose for today's class is again how to write a script. And this portion is not about the other aspects, but the method which we use for the writing of script. See, in all the, what is OS? OS, okay. Siddharth has asked, what is OS? OS is off screen. Suppose there is a scene that I am remembering some dialogue of some person which is not there. So I will, when I write the dialogue, suppose I am remembering, okay, synopsis. Synopsis is nothing, it is a kind of short summary of the story. So generally they ask for 2 pages or 1 page synopsis. So it's good if you write 2 A4 size pages of a synopsis. Sometimes they ask you to send a synopsis in 50 words, synopsis in 35 words, synopsis in 25 words, like they may call it synopsis or they may call it a log line. So you should have your idea into, and these are the for the marketing tools. Remember this thing. Now, why synopsis is required? Synopsis is not for the general
What
audience.
is synopsis?
Pardon?
What what should we mention in the synopsis?
Yeah, I am coming to that. That synopsis is not for the general people, it is for the producers or directors to understand that story. So the message should be, it should be catchy. Synopsis should be catchy, and it should show the main theme of the story, that what this story is about, and the genre should be also reflected, that is it a sports movie or horror movie or whatever. You don't have to mention the genre, the synopsis should reflect that. Now first, writing a log line, that is telling that into 2 3 lines, then writing it in a one paragraph synopsis. I said 2 pages, so 2 pages is generally considered a brief synopsis. Then you write 5 page synopsis, which is a treatment or a long form of the story. And then when you are writing those, as I have already explained, that you can go to previous videos and you can watch about the other things which I have already told. So off screen is something, welcome Gopi. Off screen is something, OS, that is the character is not present but we are hearing his or her voice. Sometimes they are also called voiceover, but voiceover is something different. Voiceover is generally when there is an action going and you put a commentary on that. That is voiceover, which is called VO. Like in the short, they call it VO. Narration is nothing, narration is just telling the story. As I am narrating a class to you, narration is telling. Okay, so when you come to the, okay, so Gopi, I have already said that if you have not read the action scene which I sent you, you can, synopsis or log line. See, log line is also a, synopsis is a general word. Okay. Now log line, generally log line is considered two or three. Log line is considered as 2 or 3 lines. Sometimes it could be in a one line. That is log line. And when we say synopsis, so generally accepted performa of synopsis is that it should be into 2 pages synopsis for a movie or for a screenplay, for a web series. So what I said, Gopi, that if you have not read the action part, go and read that and check the words which are used in that action scene. So first thing, very important thing, that read scripts. At least make a habit of reading one script in a week, if possible, or one in a month. If you want to learn fast, then you have to do fast. You have to spend more time in that. So learn more by watching more and by reading more. When you read these scripts, then you can see, we can write dialogue in any language, but the action and the scene heading is better if we give in English. And as I said, that if you want to show your script to people who knows on who are like into the international circuit, or if you want to send your script abroad, then write in English. Okay, so one thing has come, that can I speak in Hindi? I can speak in Hindi, but this is an international class, and there are various reasons that it's better to switch to English if you are into the filmmaking, because there are a lot of people from non Hindi speaking world who are acting, who are working in the films, and when you are working in films, they will generally talk in English or they will need things material in English. In Hindi, if I take some class, or I will ask someone to take class in Hindi, then you can join that. Otherwise, you can continue with the English medium class and you will definitely learn. But you have to improve. See, English is not only for working requirement of the industry, but also the working requirement of learning. Very few scripts you can find in Hindi or any local languages. So you can get the English language scripts mostly. And then if you go to the literature, the scripts, the books, most of them are in English. So I would also suggest that if you are serious in making career in English in movies, then learn as much as you can learn English also. So when you are reading the scripts, so as the action which I sent you, they are they are most of the English movies from novel, yeah, right. So when you are reading a script, make a diary, make a register, and see the words which are very different from your normal English words which you use, and make a store store those words in your, that is a kind of thing. Okay, so one thing Siddharth has asked, that when he search for the Google and the brief introduction which it gives, it can be synopsis, it cannot be. It could be, I mean, it could be a synopsis which was used initially, or it could not be, but it gives an idea of the story. Now, when you write the script, come to the point that when you write the script, when you read the script, you read, make a habit, you read at least once in a week, like one script in a week, and then you make a register, you make a diary, or you store somewhere online those words, those vocabularies. When you write the script, the actions should be simple in language. Now, this language of action, that is the action of the movie, it shouldn't be like a novel or like a story. In story or in a novel, we write so many things about emotions, but not so much in the, not so much or very less, I would say negligent in the script. Give space, and space into the sense of making a non-verbal link to the story for the actors, directors, and the cinematographers. That is why I also said that don't mention shot taking in your script. At maximum 4 to 5 lines, at maximum, or 2 to 3 lines of an action is sufficient. It suffices. Now, someone wanted to know about how to write an action in a movie. To write an action in a movie, you should go and search which are the action movies and read at least 5 action movies of various times and see how action is written in those movies, and make a directory for you of the words which are used in action movies. Likewise, you can also go and do search for science fictions, the language of the script in science fictions, the language of the scripts in fantasies, the language of the scripts like this Harry Potter series. So you go and do the research. The example I gave you, I mean, there are a lot of plenty of words which we generally don't speak in Hindi, and I had to go. I mean, they say they're draws. Now, generally, draws is something, but the draws is also a movement. So, if you want, if any one of you want, I can explain that scene in terms of the meaning of those words, or I can leave that. Now, coming to the dialogue part. As I said, dialogue should be simpler. They should also include the cultural slangs. Even if you are making a period drama, then you can also use simple dialogues, but not very far from that culture. Simple dialogues could be used for period drama, for mysteries, but not a word which is very recently used. So you can also go, when you have any doubt, you can go to internet and search the origin of that word. Now suppose you are writing a script of 15th century England and you want to use a word, you go and find the origin of that word. Now the origin has come from in the 18th century, so then you cannot use that word. If that word is very particular word, it's not like a normal word. So words should be simpler, but they should also show the time and place. And slangs you can use, and dialogues should reveal the character. Dialogue should reveal the character. Dialogues should improve the story. A dialogue shouldn't be like, it should somewhere provide some information also. It should be informative, because we are not recording continuously. We are choosing specific events in the lives of specific people, and that is why we choose specific dialogues. Sometimes you write a dialogue, you are writing a script, and you find that this dialogue is doesn't providing any information. Why this dialogue is there? Some things you can add, hi, hello, hi, bye. That is okay. That is not something extra. That is a common human gesture. But after that, come to the point. Come to the point. Come to the story. Come to the drama. Come to the conflict. Come to the tension. Come to the movement. So dialogues shouldn't be flat. Now, when a dialogue is flat, when that dialogue is not moving the story, and that is your judgment, and that judgment will come from your exposure to the world of movies and web series. And then when you make your own critical thinking, then that judgment will come, that whether you are able to judge or not, that this dialogue is a flat or is it good. There was a proper exercise about that dialogue writing. When we were in the film schools, we did an exercise of dialogue writing, and I wrote dialogues which were memorized by the whole crew member in the film school. I think it is on internet. I will find it, whether I have uploaded or not. And the dialogues were simple. A simple word can become very interesting dialogue. You see this Terminator movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a new actor. He was an Austrian, and he was not an actor. And I doubt whether his English was good or not at that time. And there is only one dialogue for him in the whole movie. I will be back, something like that. I will be back. Only one dialogue, and it comes again and again in the movie. I will be back. I will be back. So, movie is, or a web series is such a medium where even a one word can make an interesting dialogue. Money, 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 money. Now, money is very interesting thing, and I use this particular word in my dialogue exercise. And if you watch my movie Checkmate, you can find Checkmate Hindi movie Nikhil Sablania. That whole movie is based on dialogues, 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 and time and space. Dialogues, dialogues, dialogues. Whole movie is about dialogues. And I also gave you example of movies of Martin Scorsese. Lot of dialogues. Most of his movies, except Taxi Drivers, there are dialogues. So one thing is giving a dimensional dialogue. Dimensional dialogue in the sense it should provide information about the story. It should create drama in the story. It should create tension in the story. Another thing is using one word, two word, or one liners. Now, one liner dialogues are very famous in India. If you look at many Hindi movies, and particularly with Gulshan Grover, he had "bad boy" is a dialogue which he has repeated. I think in that was like some movie Ram Lakhan, and he worked on two things. One is one liner dialogue, repeating that line in a movie, and another is working on a different style, I mean, different getup, face getup. And that is an actor's work he should do. And people who are into theater, they know about the importance of one-liners. So when you are writing a script, think about these things, giving short dialogues, one-liner dialogue, one-word dialogue, that will be sufficient. Now, when you are writing a script, one another important aspect is, see, you have to understand one thing, that the first writing of a person, whether he is writing a novel, whether he is writing a movie, his first writing is the major seed of his writings, whether he is a lyricist or whatever. And in whichever genre you write a story, suppose you write a story in a horror genre, one your first story. Suppose you write a story into a romantic genre or a drama genre or a gangster genre. Your first writing is the seed. It will improve your writing, but it is a very big problem for you. Because next time when you write, and if you don't give a conscious thought about this, you will find that you are writing almost same thing. So your first writing is the seed of your writing. And when you write same thing, like same genre you are writing, so it is a challenge for you, and that is another challenge for a writer, that to keep yourself separate from that thing also, plus don't lose that thing also. So you have to create same thing with the same apparatus, but you can improve your apparatus. Who is your apparatus? Is your mind. By watching what is coming new, by reading what is coming new. Like this class is very important not only for you, it's also important for me. And anybody would be watching, it's also important for them also. Anyone who is into the films also, or who are not into the films also. It will improve their a general awareness about the medium, and about have a better knowledge about their world. So when you are writing, and when you are writing a next script in the same genre, you have to work on your mind. And mind is the main thing. It is your mind who is going to provide you a good work. Now come to the point when you are writing within the script. And to me it has also happened that many a times I repeat the same patterns in the script, and then I delete that pattern and I write something else. Might be, now what that pattern is, might be I am repeating a kind of action which already came in the script, or a kind of similar dialogue or a kind of similar drama or a kind of similar situation. So each situation should be different. What I am telling you today are not some is not something which is very new. Keep difference, keep difference, keep it different, keep it different. The gist is that keep it different. But what I am telling you is from the point of view of a writer who has written more than 20, I think 20 25 scripts, and who is working on script writing process since the time I wrote my first story, and that was way back, I think around 25 years back. So it is, I'm particularly when I started writing the scripts, this problem I faced of repeating the same things. So you have to, you have must have seen. So your script, your idea, your action, your scene, your characters should be not only different from the point of other movies, but also within the story, within your work. These things you should keep in mind, and repeating. Okay, keep the writers. So this is something now many people wanted to know about the writer's block, and they talk about the writer's block. But what I just told you, I have given it the name the writer's trap, and the trap is nothing but your own learning. You see, many people in the films, they work, writers and directors, they work for 10 years, 20 years at maximum, and it happens to all the artists, actors also. Now you might be seeing an actor repeating himself. Suppose an actor became very popular due to some things. Might be in his acting, in his fashion, in his hairstyle, or his style of acting, or his style of speaking. And there are plenty of examples. I don't want to name them, but there are plenty of examples. But somehow I think there was no one to guide them that don't repeat yourself. So this is your challenge. Don't repeat yourself. When I take your class, see, people generally into academics, they have one particular subject, they go through that, they have read that subject in their bachelor's or master's, and then they read the textbooks and they repeat same thing, same theories, same ideas they repeat. But this or class, for the last 10 days, I have not told you something which I have read somewhere. Like, some things I can say, some basic I have to tell you, but there are plenty of things which I have told you are from my own experience. Likewise, when you are writing a horror script. You have seen so many horror scripts, but something new should come in your mind. Something new should come into your mind, and you should write that thing. So I call it a writer's trap, that he is trapped into in his own mind. So are actors and directors. And we find that once they were very good directors. I mean, I was so surprised to see that in 90s many directors came who made some very good movies, but what happened after 9 or 10 years, they were repeating same things, and then industry calls for new people. So why don't you keep yourself up to date? And you will be up to dated when you know your shortcomings, when you know your weaknesses. So when you are writing and that mental process is going, when you are writing, write from the your first story of 2 pages, you think of giving new thing. But the major challenge will come when you write the script. So be conscious when you are writing a script that I am not repeating what I have already repeated. Or even if same idea comes to your mind, either make it, either just turn it, or either just go to some other direction, or just take that idea and move that idea to other direction. Now my very recent like my recent experience that I would like to share you, and it is also related to writing. The series which I am writing presently, I told you, I think 3 days back, that I have already written 5 episodes for that, and sixth I am writing. Now 3 days or 4 days back, I completed the 5 episodes. Till yesterday that I wrote 2 lines, and today I wrote 1 or 2 scenes yesterday, and today I wrote around 5 pages. Now within those 5 pages, I gave so many new information to the script, which was not there in the screenplay. Now these endings and the end episodes, and particularly last 2 episodes, and if you go to the next season, it becomes much challenging. So these last 2 episodes are very crucial for web series, as ending is crucial for the movies, the last 30 minutes. And in my last episode, I just finished my 5 pages 1 hour before this class. I introduced something, a character in the last episode. I have introduced a character, some new situations, and I changed the structures like past, present. Now that is not to make the script interesting, but that is from the point of view of the audience, because I have already given so many.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Flashback. You are introducing one character. He
hmm
is telling flashback. Something he is narrating.
No, this character is, see, actually it is a story, I tell you. It is a horror movie and a horror web series, and now this character I am introducing is not that it's coming. It's a kind of spirit. Actually, his spirit is already there throughout the story, but we don't know who is the ghost or who is the spirit. And in the last episode, and even I had no idea that who it is going to be. But in the last episode, to make it interesting, I am this spirit I am relating. I mean connecting it as a friend of the main villain of the story. A friend who died, who was murdered by this main villain in the story. But his information is this much in the story that the major ghost of the story, which has already come into the form, but not in the form of human being, but in the form of ghost, is already there in the story. So this connection is there, and his connection is also to the major villain in the story. Because when I came to the last episode, I have already used. So our intention was, when I talked to the producer, that at least give 2 sequences in the each episode where people will scare. So 2 scary scenes I had to put. Now, generally, if you watch a 2 hour movie, hardly there are some. Major scenes are like 4 or 5 scenes. Otherwise, there are some other things which are added to the story. And I added those 2 scenes. Sometimes they are like 10-minute scenes. So the 30-minute episode, if I am giving 2 scenes, two horror scenes, 2 scary scenes for 10 minutes each. So how much I had to put in those episodes? So for 5 episodes, they are like 10 scenes at least. 10 scenes for five episodes, and so much information has been given, and so much kind of visual aspects and other things I have already used. If you see the film it, There also in the ending they have used so many things to keep the attention and to make it scary. So ending of the particularly if you look at the part 2, it's a very long, very lengthy horror movie. I mean, very rare that you find such a lengthy movie. But ultimately, you have to keep in mind the audience's expectation, because after all, you are a storyteller and you are telling a story. So you have to keep it interesting. Now, suppose you are telling a horror story and you have already given so much situations where people are getting scared, or where there is a suspense is already building, and you come to the last episode. And last episode is the most expected episode, where they also need some new information and new kind of fear. I have so far not come to the part of the fearfulness, like the scary part I have to begin. But that has to be different from. You can keep it same. Writers do keep it same, but then audiences will say that no, it's not good. Simple reaction. So the last 3 or 4 days, I was thinking, and this thinking was more about to getting away from what already written, to getting away from my own trap, to getting away from the all methods which I have used. So this thing you also keep in mind, that it is not that sometimes people say, hey, come and write for me. It's a very poor kind of a situation. Like it's a very poor. People think I went, I met a person, and he said in Bombay I met him, and he said, okay, for this actor, write something in the night and come tomorrow. Even I wrote something, and then he already had something in mind. He said, no, it should be like that, it should be like that. This is not the way of working. The ideas come slowly. And when you are stuck, it is good thing. At that time, leave the work. Keep that thing in mind, leave the work. But don't do repetition, or don't be impatient. So don't do repetition and don't be impatient. That will destroy your script. Whatever you have done, whatever hard work you have done, it will spoil everything. And particularly coming to the ending. Today I sent you a book by Carl Gustav Jung. His surname is Jung, spelled as Jung, but it is written as Jung. Some people call him Jung or Jung. It's Carl Gustav Jung, and he was introduced to us in the psychology in the second year. And this book, which I sent you, is a very famous book, and it's very expensive also. Somehow I got its a PDF version. It's around 300 pages book, and if you want to improve yourself, if you want to go into more into the psychology of symbols, you can read this book for enjoyment or for your own improvement, and it will guide you into the for creating characters. So you can go to that book. I got one mail also from a company, and they have sent me some notes. So you can I will first read that note, and I will send you those notes. So if any question is there, please do ask me.
What's the book name? Please.
Book's name, Man and His Symbols. Okay, there is a one more book which I read, and if you want to read that from the point of view of understanding psychology of people, that book's name is Fear of Freedom by Eric Fromm. Eric Fromm, I think his name is Eric Fromm. Fear of Freedom. That is
Yeah,
also
you share that book. You shared the book.
Yeah, Carl Gustav Jung's book. Yeah, one book I have already shared. If I find Fear of Freedom, I will also share that book. And you can go to the various types of heroes. And you do one thing, you do one exercise, you make a chart. You go to internet and find the famous personalities in the last 100 years. And you make a chart. Now suppose I get a chart where I write last 100 years, Nelson Mandela is one personality, Mother Teresa is another personality, and so on. Internationally famous personalities. And consider them as archetype characters. And use them as your characters. Like recently, like Albert Einstein or Stephen King, and build those characters into some other characters, but based on that collective consciousness of the society of those characters. This exercise you can do. Now, if someone wants to ask me, you can ask me. Now, if you people have written any of the 2 pages synopsis, so you can send me in PDF version, and I will go through that and I will give you my feedback for that. So that will guide you to write the treatment. So you go to the websites and see the treatment of some other. Yes, Mr. Gopi.
What is the story I have to write for the synopsis?
What is the?
My idea or a general concept? Any general
No. If you are
planning us?
no. See, this I have introduced only to guide you to write your first script. So we are attending class. We have already attended these sessions, and today is my 10th day. Now, see, I tell you one thing, and I tell you everyone, this is the least time you have spent on the most of the knowledge you could get from for the script writing. In India, you can go to 3 years course, 2 years course. If they are government institutes, then even you have to pay some fee, and you have to spend your time there. But it's very, it's like, it's good, but not all of the people. When you go to the institutes, you become more like enjoying your time, doing such activities due to some peer pressure. So, and at the end of 3 years, you write your story. And I want you to finish your first script in the next 20 days so that you could write second, because you have joined this to become a professional writer. So, okay, one question has come, I will take that. Sir, on your website in script section, on the on third sample, I saw you have written Asif continued. You have written continued because there is action before the dialogue. No, actually, I tell you one thing. When continued is written on a script, people don't write on their own. Actually, when suppose I am writing a dialogue on page number 30 in a software, and the dialogue moves to page number 31. So here, when I will write dialogue on page number 31, I have to first give the character's name. So Asif's one dialogue is going on the page number 30, and then come to page number 31. Asif is again continually speaking. Then I will again type in the character section, I will type A for Asif. Asif will come. Then I will write the dialogue. So this continued will become automatically in a final draft. Okay. So you write your first script in next 20 days, and I will keep telling you about the new things, the new ways, and once I will get the treatment, it will be helpful to you. I wanted to give you some more like the action scenes which I gave you. I wanted to give you some more writing, but First, let me come. All of you, none of us are from America. Most of us are from India who are attending these sessions. So the action scene had some words, and I have noted down those words. So I'm also not very good in English, but so I wrote this meaning of these words. If you are interested, you can just listen. So brush is to touch somebody or something lightly when you are passing. So this word was used, brush, in that passage when one dinosaur, the small dinosaur, what they are called as, someone wrote here. Okay, raptors. Yeah, the raptors. The word has come from the word reptiles. So they have given this name raptors because we are not aware about the words and which they use. But it is important that we should learn that. And one more way of learning that is when you go to YouTube, then there are particularly programs about the vocabulary used by Hollywood. Some channels are dedicated to that, and people from Korea, people from China, and people from African nations, people from Europe, they watch a lot those programs to learn the vocabulary of Hollywood or to learn the slang of Hollywood. So when I am saying Hollywood, it's not only that you are making for Hollywood, but suppose you are working, because nowadays things are have become so much like connected. Netflix and all big companies, and the people, they are so far they are Indian people, but in future they will read those stories, they will put their own people, and it will also give your give you a kind of advantage that you can send that story to America and it might be selected. I have a friend. His name is Mr. Harish. He was a doctor, and his one of his movie script, like it was he spent around 5 years in learning the script writing, and he is not from any academic background. He's MBBS. He's from, I think, Bangalore, and his script got selected in a festival in America, and it got awarded. So you can think, like, I came to know about him around 2 years back. So for the last 7 years, he's working hard on script writing, and he achieved that. And he was the only Indian I found, apart from me, who was sending scripts over there. Like, people abroad can write, but people from India are very less who could write, because our English is very different from there. Even in the when you are writing an action, and it will improve. So the word brush was used. Another word was snap. That is very common. Snap is a sudden, sharp sound of something. Another this word was okay. Breaking. Breaking. This word was used. Breaking. I don't know. Another word. Walk in. Walk in was used to use a particular position, especially. Walk in is when you are trying to enter into somewhere where you don't fit. So this child, when he was trying to get into a kind of a refrigerator or some enclosed place, so he used this word walk in. So walk in is not when you are walking in; it's like you are trying to enter into a place. Then limping. Limping is a common word to walk with difficulty because you have hurt your leg. So in India it is said lagda ke chalna hai, that is limping. Now knock is a very common word, but where when it is used when the raptor throws the utensils on the floor. So he does this thing. So this is knocking. He knocked the utensils. Tug, to pull something hard. Quick, often several times. Okay, quickly, to pull something hard quickly. Pounce, pounce is like when you jump, like jumping, as the animals jumps to get the prey. That is a pounce. Okay, third is a low sound when you hit something very hard with your hand. The sound comes, which is called thud. That action is thud. Sag, to hang, like if something hangs in the middle, the word is sag. Bears down. Now, very interesting. Bears down. It means to move directly towards someone in a purposeful or intimidating manner. To move. So it was the raptors were moving and to in a intimating or to hurting way. So the word used was bears down. Next is clank. Clank is a sound if something hits the floor. A metallic sound comes. Ladle. Ladle is a kind of like chamcha we used to use in the curries. Ladle. Then dips down. I told you dips down. So when the raptor dips down means he is moving himself downward. Dips down. Ale, AISLE, ale is a kind of passage like you see in the cinema halls, or as in that scene, the passage between the tables. Now, draw is also means to move in a direction. So he has not used the word draw, move. For them, he used the word draw. The raptor draws. So these were the some words which I wrote. So these I wanted to tell you and make a habit of keeping your directory, and you can also buy like dictionaries of myth, dictionaries of rituals, but that is later on. First, pick 5 scripts from each genre and read them. So this was all for today's class. Thank you very much for attending this class. Tomorrow we will meet at same time with some new information, and please write your 2 pages synopsis of your ideas and send it to me. Till I have time, I also have some other businesses also, and so now I have time, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this, and I can read your things, and I will help you in getting your first screenplay ready. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Bye.